Brothers and Sisters, when it came out, it changed everything. And then you saw every other band trying to keep up with them too.
That's right.
But that's hard to do
Luck
when you
with
got Chuck on keyboard.
when you add Chuck to that band, you've got like a sixth man that is putting you way over the top.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've never played this song, but I sure liked it when I used to listen to the alarm. So let me check it out. And I looked at the song on YouTube, and underneath I saw the comments. And one of the comments, I wish I wrote it down exactly, but it was just a guy who said, "This is the highest level of Southern rock," their version of this song. So here we go, folks. Written by Greg Allman and featuring Chuck Leavell for our outstanding legacy guest, Scott Lewis. And let's just see what happens here with Come and Go Blues. People say you're no good, but I wouldn't cut you loose. We talked offline about AI, and it could be great as long as the AI doesn't get, co-opted. And a strange thing happened where I told you someone, I was getting messages, and I said, who is this person contacting me? And they said the name. And one of our volunteers looked it up on AI and said, this is what AI says. And then the volunteer just decided to ask whoever it was, Gronk or one of the AI things, about Jazz for Peace. And they sent it. And it wasn't necessarily bad or anything, but it was very inaccurate. It basically mentioned a couple of, it referred to two websites I had never even heard of. In other words, they could refer to our page that has all our testimony. There's so many things they could refer to that are real and that have actual stuff, but it referred to webdev.com or something like that. RevDex. I mean, who the heck ever heard of RevDex? Then the other one was group.io. I couldn't even really get into group.io. I couldn't even figure out even how to get into whatever that was. This RevDex thing ended up with a page that had things on it. No one on this page had ever had an event with Jazz for Peace. So there was nothing real about it. Nothing real. And it was 11 posts. Only 2 people put the post. One post was there twice, and that was a post for Vivint Smart Home Security. And it said, 13 states that Vivint has the right to cancel special contract for, and all that jazz. We have been paying for so blah, 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 blah. And it's related to their home security. It's just out to lunch. I've never heard of Vivint. We don't work with home security. They don't even mention Jazz for Peace. It's just a wrong post. I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't know who Vivint and Home Security. And that was there twice. And the other 9 were from someone that we didn't do an event with us because they had violated so many rules that we couldn't work with them. So we never actually had an event with them. And it was just us posting saying, this person we had to divest ourselves from this situation because of this and this reason. And it's just bizarre. And so then we sent something into them to clarify it, and instead of putting it on that page, they put it up on another page, so it's not even on the... So my point is, AI could do good things or it could do strange things. Now that brings us to, have you ever heard of a guy named Edgar Cayce? He's a clairvoyant that apparently lived 150 years ago or something.
Whoa, no?
He's a fascinating person. And people find his writings and stuff, and there was a writing where he said that because of the direction we're going with so much information and... He said it will get worse. He was talking about this time 100 years ago. And he's a clairvoyant. He would go into a trance, and people would just write down what he said. He would be in a trance lying down. He would say stuff, and people would write it down. and it's an amazing like bunch of paragraphs where he talks about this specific time. He's after the towers fall, blah blah blah, and then he talks about a time where things get so confusing, and this is maybe in the coming few years, that nobody even knows what the truth is anymore. You know, nobody knows what's real, what's false. Yeah, and then he said, in a positive thing about it, people decide to turn within. And turning within is where we get, you know, philanthropic work and stuff like that, because that's when a person says, hey, this is who I really am. I'm a person that wants to help people. I care for these causes. And that's, so, you know, that could be a light at the end of a very confusing tunnel with all this stuff.
Well, yeah, I'll go with that because maybe he's right.
He does say that after this administration, there will be a lot of confusion, and then a woman that is somewhat benevolent will take over, and then that will lead to a whole nother period, some other period. But that, in other words, a lot of chaos will cause a woman leader. So we'll find out if this, what happens in a few years from now. We'll find out if it's true.
Yeah.
There will be a woman, apparently a woman president or whatever in like 4 years from now or whatever, 3 years. And then that person will be a little bit, I'm guessing, a little bit less supportive of all these wars.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
well, I don't know. Let's see if that, we'll come back and watch the podcast 3 years from now and see if that guy was right. But he's right about a lot of stuff. That's what's crazy. He's so right about so many things. So that's what's crazy. So that's why people, read it. Yeah. But now what you're doing, like I said, separating the wheat from the chaff, where do you see the podcast going? Are you coming across more musicians as you come along, or what?
Yes, I am.
Lord, you got me feeling like a fool.
That was incredible. That was great. That
Thank
was
you so much.
great, man. Oh, man, what a great way to start the day, huh?